Good morning. So that is east. That is the town of Didim, the bay where we're anchored. That's the head going. Going to check out tomorrow morning at the dock, meet customs. But before we tie up to the customs dock to check out of Turkey, we will take a tour of ancient Ephesus. I'm on a new mission to light a candle for my dad. He called and wants me home in 30 days for the U.S. Thanksgiving holiday on November 23rd. I booked my flight home, and now my captain will be on a mission to get us to the marina that we reserved for the winter 3 weeks sooner than expected. We loved exploring Turkey.
And we look forward to the journey ahead.
On this map, the star points to Ephesus, and the image of the boat is our approximate location. Meet our tour guide, Gurkhan. He first takes us to the house of the Virgin Mary.
You are going to see the gifts given by the popes.
And then to ancient Ephesus.
They arrested Paul at the Agora of Ephesus.
And then finally to the ancient St. John's Cathedral.
Right at the center of the cross, that was the tomb of John. For her safety, so this house is thought to be where she spent her last years in peace.
So how is it that Mary came to be in Ephesus? The Apostle John wrote that Jesus entrusted him with taking care of his mother. So it is believed that where John went, Mary went. On the left, there is an ancient baptismal pool. In the ancient Christian world, the keyhole shape was a symbol of being initiated into a new community.
Paul VI, John Paul II, Benedict XVI,
John Paul.
Francis visited the house as well. The tradition tells us you are going to see the gifts given by the popes. They are displayed on the inside.
The foundation of the house dates to the 1st century AD. We were not allowed to take photos inside the house, but I found a few photos in the public domain that I could share.
Second settlement around here, and then the third last settlement. We are now here.
Early Ephesus is from the late 7th millennium to 334 BC. The Hellenistic Ephesus, or the ancient Greek period, was from the 3rd to the 1st century BC. The Western Roman Ephesus was from the 1st century BC to the 3rd century AD. And the Byzantine Ephesus, or the Eastern Roman period, was from the 4th to the 14th century AD. We begin our walk in the 3rd settlement through the remains of an 11th century basilica. It was very common to repurpose columns and stones of existing structures.
Is hidden in the pattern. Because this was kind of a sacred messaging system between early Christians. But in the beginning, when a Christian arrives, he could understand that there are Christians.
Oh, there must be Christians here.
That's why ictus is one of the earliest symbols of Christianity, because they were using it. And ictus means fish, fish means nothing. But when you extract the letters one by one, you get Jesus, the Son of God and Savior. That's why it is fish.
So an alternate way of writing the ictus symbol became superimposing the Greek letters one on top of the other. The Boletarium was a smaller auditorium erected around 100 AD.
These tunnels in the theaters are called as vomitariums. The entrances, the access to the seating rows. But we use the same word today. Vomit.
Vomit.
Yes,
Vomitarium.
The is the same. Vomitariums. This is the sacred road, we call it, because it leads you to the Periterion, to the Hestia. We believe the Vesta priests were making ceremonies, holding the torches in their hands to the Hestia to burn the eternal flame. Most of them are original, these blocks. This street got wavy because it's on the hill after the earthquakes, but I'm going to show you the flat marble street down there. It's still flat and original.
But this is what's fascinating to me.
Yes, this is restored. It got wavy because the sewer collapsed down there. All the pillars were fallen, broken. You can see the connection parts. This is the typical description of Goddess of Victory. It is still buried, but there were royal houses, remember?
You said last year?
Yes.
All of
in
this
a year.
here, even
in
this
a
right
year,
here.
You see the difference here.
Wow.
Even this small portion of excavations gave us good ideas about the social life, the economy, and everything. Kids, twins, triplets. Don't touch it.
Want to get touched?
I'll touch it. I'll risk it. The Olitarch Stoa was a wide hall constructed in the 4th-5th century AD. We're on the ancient Academy Street, on the way to the public latrine, which was free to all citizens and visitors.
Streets, they could be fined because there was a law. To cover this place with an essence. Sometimes
I can
there's
imagine.
been
The Celsus Library is the most well-known monument in Ephesus. It was built between 100 and 110 AD.
Celsus is the name of the governor of Roman Empire in Asia Minor. Means an important person. His father's dead. He wanted to build a mausoleum and they buried him down there. So this is the tomb of Celsus as well. There is the tomb chamber, sarcophagus intact, and the bones are inside. One of the well-preserved tombs that we discovered. And it's right down there at the bottom of the library. The largest library was in Alexandria. And the second one was in Pergamon, which is 2.5 hour drive away from here. First one you will see is Sophia. You know the meaning of Sophia, wisdom. Second one is Arete, refers to valor, bravery. Third one is Enoia, thinking, thoughts. And the last one, Episteme, refers to knowledge. Epistemology, we use the same word today.
Yeah.
So those 4 virtues are symbolized with beautiful ladies down there. On the steps, an evidence of the Jewish population in the city. And on the inside there were 3 stories because they were keeping the scrolls on the inside of the walls.
The south gate of the Agora was originally constructed in the 2nd century BC. we gave in to a photographer.
They arrested Paul at the Agora of Ephesus and imprisoned. That's the main idea. The city walls were built during the Byzantine period, and it was ending on that hill that you can see the remainings of that watchtower.
Yes.
But that watchtower is well known as the prison of Paul. I don't know if they kept him on the inside, but remember, this is the John city, Joanna city. Paul only spent 2.5 years. And
Can you see Harbor Street?
the marble street all along.
Can you hear us singing? Hello?
So we started this tour at the House of the Virgin Mary. Then we went through ancient Ephesus. Now we're on our way to Selçuk, which is on the right side of this map, and the Ayaksuluk Hill. Before it was known as Ayaksuluk Hill, it was known as Ephesus or Ephesus. The earliest pottery finds on Ayaksuluk Hill date back to the Bronze Age, 3000 to 2000 BC. Mycenaean pots have also been found that date to the Middle Bronze Age. At the highest point of Ayaksuluk Hill, there is a citadel. It was used as a citadel during the Hellenistic period or ancient Greek period. Near the center of the citadel, there was once an ancient Byzantine basilica. It was converted to a cistern. According to tradition, John wrote his gospel here on Ayaksuluk Hill. And in his memory, St. John's Cathedral was built below the citadel hundreds of years later in the 6th century AD. The walls of the castle that you see today are from the Seljuk and Ottoman periods, 1000 to around 1500 AD.
We are heading to the center of the cross. You know, this was a cruciform basilica. Right at the center of the cross, that was the tomb of John, buried down there. This was the center of the cross and the main apse.
That was the main apse, okay.
That was the atrium, the tip of the tail of the cross, the wings of the cross, and the tip of the cross right here. This is the center.
Yeah.
And there were smaller domes on the right hand side, but this was the main dome right above. You will understand when you see the scale model. They spend their lifetime serving to the church, and it's an honor to be buried inside of the church or nearby. Sarkos, phagos. Sarkos means like consuming, eating. Phagos means muscle, flesh. Those were flesh eaters, and the tombs had drainages or holes on them to consume the flesh to the earth. That's why they were using as a sink, because they got their drainages already at the bottom. That's right. That's what they were recycled.
Wow.
part of Turkey. Mine is parchment papers,
John the Apostle, yeah.
thinking about life and about his experiences.
Thinking about the
Mary's-
hundred thousands
Mary's
of people
house
living
is
in
up there
Ephesus,
on top of that.
and how are they going to convert them?
Yeah.
Hundreds of thousands furious pagans
Right.
who didn't want Christians
And there's
around.
right there.
And that was this
One of the great
John
wonders of the
himself.
world.
When John was on this hill, he could see the Temple of Artemis, which was one of the 7 great wonders of the ancient world. It was located at the bottom of this hill. There's not much left today. It was destroyed by earthquakes and fire and more, and many of the artifacts are now in museums around the world. What do you see at the top of this hill? This was the site of the ancient temple of Artemis at Ephesus. The stone blocks and pillars from the ruins of the temple were used in other buildings, as it was common practice in ancient times. We heard a column or two might even still exist inside the mosque at the top of the hill. Ephesus was also the location of the Third Ecumenical Council in 431 AD. We enjoyed learning about Ephesus and its important archaeological sites. We hope you did too. Our first goal will be to get to Monemvasia on the eastern side of the Peloponnesus Peninsula in Greece. We hope the Aegean Meltemi winds are kind to us.
Real quick. Okay, yep, because it's time to go. We're going to be leaving Turkey, so we got to get over to the dock back there.
So long, Turkey. It's been...
This customs dock and check out. So, all right.
Turkey has been a wonderful experience, a pleasure. We hope to return someday.
Yep, it was great. Palm wind and everything, we should be good.
Experienced the crew.
This is my experienced crew. She's also doing a little video here. Thanks for watching. Catch our next video where we cross the Aegean
Back west.
back west.
Home.